So today I'm going to be teaching you guys about hermit crabs. The species we are looking at today is the purple pincher hermit crabs. And they are easily identified by their purple pinchers. And also in the background, this is a brackish fish tank. These red fish right here are called parrot cichlids. There's an archer fish and a bunch of other fish in there. It's a mix of saltwater and freshwater, but I'm not going to get into a fish tank. So I'm just going to use them as my background, because I don't have a good background and their lighting is lighting. So the average lifespan of the purple pincher hermit crabs is about 50 years if they have proper care, though most are just sold as basically toys to children. Malls sell them, you can win them at a carnival. People do not really know about the care of them, and they're actually very amazing creatures. And they're very smart, so yeah, let's just get into this lonely, sad video. So, hermit crabs can't breed in captivity. They can only breed in the wild, and the females actually lay their eggs in the ocean. Now, they can drown very easily, so if you do have them, you do not want to have a very deep water bowl, because they can drown actually quite easily, and you don't want your crabs to drown. So they are omnivorous animals and will eat just about anything. They'll eat carcasses, they'll eat dead fish that wash up, they'll eat berries, they'll eat like different plants. They even eat each other sometimes. They can be cannibals. I've had ones that have killed each other before. And when crabs are in molt, they are actually growing. They shed their skin. You can't touch them. It can stress them out and kill them. They become very soft and fleshy, almost like that one episode in SpongeBob where Mr. Krab loses his shell, basically. And they can be easily killed, so when they are shedding or molting, you want to remove them and put them in a little tank of their own. And when they are done shedding or molting, they usually move to a new shell. And, well, yeah, let's continue. So they actually have very cool defenses. They will hide in their shells, and they have very strong pinchers. The females and males actually are very easy to tell the difference between, because the females tend to be bigger and their pinchers are much bigger than the males, while the males tend to be a tiny bit smaller and their pinchers aren't as large. I have one female and 4 males, and so yeah. Okay, I'm switching because it's comfy here, and plus my cat Mai Tai is right above me. So yeah, let's continue looking. Well, oh my god. Hermit crabs actually have a lot of dangers to them, because if they're shellless, they will die. A lot of predators would love to eat them up, like a seagull. A lot of birds, seagulls, pelicans, basically everything goes after them. And they also have the risk of getting stepped on by humans if they're shellless. And some people who don't like them even will pick them up and chuck them in as far as they can into the water. Now, these guys are commonly found in places like Florida and on beaches, saltwater beaches, of course. And, of course, sadly, they're found in a lot of pet stores and used as little toys. So in their cages, they always need extra shells, because when they molt, they grow, and their shells actually are not made by them. They don't make their shells. The shells were once snail shells, but the snail has either died or died. The snail died or died, or the crab could have killed it. You never know. And then the crab takes the shell over. Oh, by Mai Tai. Okay, she's moving. Well, the crab takes the shell over, and if they don't have a shell that'll fit them, their old shell becomes way too tight on them. Just like if you're like a senior in high school and you try fitting into like some 12 size pants for like little kids. That's not going to work for you, because it's going to be too tight, and they don't like it like that. So then they're going to be shellless, and when they're shellless, they can dry out, and they're much more vulnerable. And their little butts are really soft, But an interesting fact about them is that their butts allow them to hang on to the inside of the shell, and that's how they don't fall out. So, yeah. And there are 2 different types of hermit crabs. Well, there's a bunch of different species. There's the underwater hermit crabs and the above water hermit crabs. Well, that's what I call them. There's water and not water. So I actually have both types. The underwater ones stay underwater. There's a lot of species of the underwater ones. And then there's like the purple pinchers that are above. There's the blueberries. There's a ton of different ones. But when you're keeping them, you actually want to try to mimic their natural habitat as best as you can. And they need enough room, and they're actually very social animals. So they need to be in large groups, at least groups of 4 or 5. Once I had 13, they're happiest when they're in a big group because they are very social animals. They don't like living a life of solitary sadness, and they don't want to be depressed, so don't let your crabs go into a crippling depression. Bad puns. And my cat is back. Sorry for the horrible lighting, by the way. It's like 10:50 and it's pitch black and I can't turn on lights, so let's continue with our lives. So yeah, you want to mimic their natural habitat the best that you can because this actually is very comfortable for them. They like it. I do it with half of their cage is sand, half of it as like eco earth. They got their plants. They can have like live plants. Those they usually kill them and eat them, but nature for you. They like fake plants, rocks. They love hideouts. I do not recommend using the edible hideouts as those are just not very good for your Hermies. Your Hermies need a good sized cage. They need a pretty great sized cage. Well, not like a huge 100-gallon tank, but they need a decent tank. They all have their own personalities. Some like to climb and some like to just run, and they generally aren't very big swimmers. I almost said slimmers. I don't know what. Slim jeans. Okay, I'm sorry. Again, more bad puns. And did you know that hermit crabs actually have 6 legs? 2 of those legs are the pinchers, and then their other 4 legs are, well, just normal legs for you. They got 6 legs in total. They have antennas also. And again, when they are threatened, they will go inside of their shell. Their shell is basically like a home on their back. So imagine that you have like 6 legs and antennas and you're a hermit crab and you can carry a home on your back. So whenever you want, you can just like plop inside and watch some TV or whatever. It'd actually be kind of cool, but that's not possible unless you're a hermit crab. But anyways, they're basically like a home on their back. So when threatened, they will hide in their house or their shell, and they use their pinchers to like block the entrance. So if the predator tries to stick their nose, muzzle, beak, whatever in, the crab reaches out and pinches it, and it can hurt to get pinched. Now, hermit crabs can come in all different sizes. It is said that the jumbos are already about 20 years old. Again, they can live to be about 50. Some can even live to be even older than that if they have excellent and proper care. But when in captivity, they need a good diet, good everything. So, yeah. But yeah, those were just some quick facts about hermit crabs. And, well, yeah, I hope you all have enjoyed this video. Well, you know what? I'm just going to give up. Bye. I don't care anymore.